We live.
Pre-show shit.
Friday night, fellas.
Yes, indeed. Get myself together.
See, I told you
the light will be gone by the time we start.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You definitely said that. You definitely said that.
Yeah, it gets dark here fast, man.
Peek in real quick before we get into the antics for the show.
Yeah.
So before I went to go get wifey a little bit of dinner down at Chipotle. Not special, not no high power shit, no fancy fork and knife shit. It was just something quick at Chipotle, bro. And so I hold the door for my lady as we all should at this point in our lives. And so little white girl walked up right behind her, right? Now I stood and held the door for the little white girl. But she didn't say shit.
Yeah, you're disrespectful already.
How am I disrespectful? I didn't say nothing wrong yet.
He said that.
Yeah, right. Notice, catch that part.
Well, but I held the door for the young lady. She didn't say shit. Now, so listen. I was going from Charles into hustle mode, right? I have to get prepped for the show, so my energy was different. I was like, "Yo, you're welcome," like verbally, like out loud. Like people heard me in there, right?
Okay.
She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was just distracted. She was on my phone telling me what she wants."
You're disrespectful.
Okay.
So,
her or him?
Yeah, man. Her, of course.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong for calling the chick out. You know what I mean? If she can't,
no, not in that situation. No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
It was subtle. It was subtle. It's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because she probably would have called you out if you didn't hold the door. She probably would have been like, damn.
She wouldn't. No, she wouldn't have said. Nah, she ain't crazy.
Why? I mean, you from the suburbs. She ain't worried about you.
Okay. She wouldn't have done that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. So that's what my energy is for this show. Just so y'all know and understand.
Oh, so you on some shit tonight?
You just coming in
a little bit.
Okay.
I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like stuff like that. Man.
I don't blame you.
I mean,
so tonight
it goes to show though that people think chivalry's dead and chivalry's not expired. Chivalry is not expired. You know what I mean? Like
I see what you did.
Chivalry is not expired. Like it still happens in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? It still happens. Right?
Well played. Well played.
Cheers.
You said you had something on the sports run, man.
Yes. So on the sports run, talking about contracts and lifetime contracts type thing. So as we all know, Allen Iverson got a lifetime contract with Reebok. In the year 2030, he's going to get $32 million as a part of that lifetime contract.
That's big.
He gets up as to $800,000. He's gotten it since he's retired per year due to his lifetime contract. Something else that just happened. Oh, want to go? You guys want to touch on that?
I just have a question. So he gets this 32 is a lump sum thing.
Yeah, it's a lump sum thing. Yep, as part of his lifetime contract that he signed. Man,
he was playing with Philly at the time, right?
Yeah. Like 2001.
That's when he signed it.
Something like that, early 2000s for sure.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, the story has it.
He came in 96. So yeah, early 2000s is when he signed that lifetime. I think it was 2001.
I thought it was like 99 or something.
Nah, it was 2001. He signed the lifetime contract.
That sounds right, because that would have been when his first rookie deal was up. So that sounds about right.
You're right.
Yeah.
What is it? What folklore? Actually, it said that his handlers knew that he was spending crazy, and so they wanted to make sure later on in life that he was good, and so they set that contract up for him.
Yeah. Well, listen, he's only got 2022. He's got 8 more years to be able to cash in on
Yep.
32 mil in a lump sum.
He's still bringing in $1 million a year. You just said $800,000. He's getting
Yeah,
annually.
Annually as part of that. The 32 is just a big, you know what I'm saying, just for being around. It'll be his 55th birthday. You know what I mean?
That's when you got the right people around you, man. Gotta have the right people around you.
God bless, God willing, he sees, you know what I mean, to that standpoint.
You know what's funny about that, though, man, before you keep going? You know what's funny about that is that, you know, we talk about those athletes and those big paychecks.
Yep.
But more often than not, you find that they're taking care of 5, 6, 7, 8 households on top of this.
Remember Antoine Walker?
Is that what he said? What was happening? What did he say?
Antoine was taking care of almost half of Chicago.
Ooh.
He gambled a lot of his money away too.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. You know, so you know, only thing in those situations that is that when you make it, you get to that point, you're from the hood. Like, it's tough to say no, right? I would guess. I mean, we're all from the hood. We all would make it with that. Like, Payne, I see you. Is there something different going on? I mean, it would be tough too, but it's like
I'm not helping no one that expects it. One or two isn't helping themselves.
But Payne, how old are you right now?
Absolutely, I agree
45.
Okay, that's 45-year-old Payne. Now, 21-year-old Payne with a contract like that thinks a lot different.
Very true too. Touche.
So, you know, when he was doing all this, he was young. Because you can't tell me there's no way you wouldn't have helped out half of Rick Road, you know, at 21 years old if you came into all that money.
Oh, that whole neighborhood would have been done over.
Yes.
Okay,
Right. I'm not just giving someone like, because I grew up with you. Oh, you grew up on Radcliffe Street. What's your name again? And giving you $1 million? Hell no.
Yeah.
I might help you fix your family's house to get some value to it, to help build the neighborhood up. But I would do it a different way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna give people money.
In your early 20s, that's a lot of foresight.
Yeah. I definitely. It's definitely tough to say that now, sitting at 40 plus.
Yeah, because I know my early 20s, I might have fucking listen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I know me and my closest friends in the neighborhood would have had new cars, definitely.
Yeah.
Chuck, what does he say? It's called extortion. I mean,
Antoine did get extorted also.
Don't act like that type of stuff doesn't exist either. That type of stuff exists also. When you make it, I'm sorry, we're going somewhere else. We're going down a whole different path. My fault.
For real.
And let me cut that short. Also in the lifetime contract thing, Steph Curry just signed a lifetime contract.
Steph just got crazy money.
Is almost like $1 billion.
Yeah,
like something crazy like that. Yeah, Capo.
Yes, he did.
Something crazy like that.
$1 billion. I'm assuming this is from Under Armour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
$1 billion. What is he? 10 years in the league now?
Nah, he's a little bit more than that.
I think 11. I think this is 11.
And now you want to give him $1 billion? He's already reached his peak marketability.
Big time.
When you're investing that kind of money in somebody on a lifetime deal, it's because you see an upward trajectory. Steph's already reached that. He's not getting any higher than what he is right now.
Not necessarily. I mean, Mike's still making big money for Nike as is. And he's been out of the league for how many years? I mean, certain guys, you know, they'll still be around. I'm seeing Steph still in the NBA after his playing days. He's an announcer somewhere in there. I don't see Steph falling away from the NBA. But no time soon.
I see Chuck's argument too. Why give somebody that much money on the downside of their prime? Because you give it to them on when they're ascending, not when they're about to descend.
Because you didn't take care of them when you should have. You know what I'm saying?
That could be.
And you're also like, you know what? Like, you know what I'm saying? You changed the game, blah, blah, blah. You did this. Like, you know what? We fucked up earlier when we didn't give you what you were supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? So take this now. You know
but also Steph doing that. I mean, you know, them doing that, you know, Steph you know, he's still around NBA players where he can probably bring more players to Under Armour, where he could be a recruiter later on in, you know, time.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could be somebody has to step in when Steph is gone.
Right. Definitely a brand ambassador. He's definitely changed the game. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I saw something interesting. I saw something interesting with a stat where it was Jordan, Steph, LeBron,
Cuzzo.
Hey, Akira.
Hello, how you doing?
Like the money that they made, like for their sneaker companies. You know what I'm saying? And that's
it's crazy.
Excuse me, with the lifetime contracts, those 4 guys. So I'm sorry, Jones. Go ahead, brother.
No. Hey, I'm with you, brother. I guess my question for these lifetime contracts is from the people giving them out, right? Like,
yeah.
Have you thought that far down the road of what that plan's going to look like, right? Like if you're giving somebody a lifetime, I would hope that you have enough 20 years worth of foresight to say, here's how that's going to benefit us for the next 20, 30 years. Lifetime, right. That's not ended tomorrow. Lifetime contracts are different. You know
Definitely.
I mean? So
yeah.
I remember since we're talking about sports, we won't stay here too long, but since we are, I remember when Larry Johnson got a 10-year, $200 million contract from the Knicks.
What's that, Converse?
Mm-hmm.
No, from the Knicks.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
And at the time, it was called a lifetime contract. That's what it was called in the NBA at the time, right? And the Knicks didn't know he was going to mess up his back year 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I just think with these lifetime contracts, which we're going to be talking about a little bit in about 4
expiration.
4 minutes, 3 minutes now.
You got to consider the expiration. You got to consider what's not here, but what's here later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have that kind of conversation. So just weird.
Matter of fact, didn't Kanye just expire a deal that he just made?
Just cancel with the Gap, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
I just seen that little clip where he's telling the girl he's not gonna argue with someone about money with someone that makes less than him or someone that's broke or some shit like that.
Yo, Kanye is crazy, man. But Kanye is a genius.
Gotta love Ye, man.
Yo, he says what he wants to say. But he's a boss, man. I mean, what's he worth? What, 6.6 million, 6 billion, 6.6 billion, something like that?
Something crazy.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Y'all talk about that bumware that he be selling. Yo, he's a genius. I don't care what.
Usually geniuses are misunderstood anyways, though. So I can understand that.
Those sneakers, man. Those sneakers.
Yeah, he saved Adidas' ass, and they're playing them too.
He definitely did.
A lot of celebrities are on that. Like they're not happy with Adidas doing that to them. I'm here for it though, because I
don't know the whole circumstances around that Adidas deal thing, but
they're kind of like they're trying to cut him out of the Yeezys. It seems like they took his whole design and flipped it to another type of sneaker or something like that. And I got to read up on it. I just like tried to piece together what the story was because he was going crazy for like a week on the sex and all types of shit. I'm like, yo, this dude's wild. But
it's terrible, man.
Payne got that. Yo, you know what's hilarious, Little?
Yeah.
Payne got that sneakerhead, I'm angry energy. Like most of us are like, yeah, that's terrible news. Like Payne is distraught over this shit. You know? Payne's like, I can't believe
Tori. What's up, Tori?
Hey, yo, that's
Tori,
funny.
what's good, Queen? Yo, I need to have a real. I need 5 minutes with Tori, Payne. I really need 5 minutes with Tori. Like real.
I need 5 minutes with a couple people.
Here we go. And we're supposed to be on two ball-headed hoes. Ladies, I'm calling y'all hoes. That's the name of their podcast.
Payne's trying to get us fucked up out here. We gotta figure that out.
I just explained
what is going on?
So, two ball-headed hoes. Where is this coming from?
That's the name of her. That's the name of her podcast. I didn't name it.
Can we get on there?
She said we were supposed to be on there.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Let's get our management will be in touch with her management. Until then, baby, episode 116.
116.
Yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic. Yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
Yo,
Fellas.
Yo.
before we start, right? I just want to shout out our guy D White. He got a big battle coming up.
Hey. Oh God.
Payne, I think you turned off your volume.
Did I?
No, when the applause goes, the applause is like 8-12 seconds. And
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta shorten some things, so you know.
Salute D White, man. My
Yes,
favorite
sir.
from the city, and I hope he goes in there. He's under Chilla Jones is under that. They have a bracket that they're working under.
He's
Incredible.
He's
Nice.
noticed.
Salute to the God.
Nice.
Salute to the God.
Good shit.
I used to ghostwrite for him, and so I really just want to make sure that yo man, everybody else believe me except for you, dog. Like, come on, man.
Now I think ain't nobody in this set believed in you right there.
You started to make me think he pinned those bars on that Summertime Madness, man. Hold up, dog.
Definitely not.
Hold up. Salute to D White though, man. That's our guy.
Absolutely.
Man. For sure. Word up.
So let me do this. We got a couple of different things we need to get into, right? So let's do it this way. How about we do this? We haven't done this in a little while. Let's do this.
You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole client's out of order. They're out of order.
It's time for people's sport.
Yo, tonight we're talking about Expired, as you can see in the show title. And before we get into that, both of these are really going to be segments of People's Court. But we'll talk about this one specifically because this is a wild case. So in People's Court, we take an event that's happening in the world, and we kind of decide if the organization is guilty or innocent based on the charges levied against them. So there is a restaurant where Tasha goes to on a Monday. Tasha enjoys the restaurant. She's in there. She turns up. The lobster bisque is incredible.
First of all, she's already guilty. Anybody named Tasha is already fucking guilty.
Come back, Fame. Come back, Fame.
And she turns up. All Tasha's turn up.
Tasha's turn. That shit is lit. Right? So, but Tasha, she worked for Department of Child Services. Like, she's making $46,000 a year. It ain't, she ain't popping. So she don't leave a tip. Cool, whatever. She pays for her meal. She splits. She go home, tell her homegirls, yo, this place is lit. We going there Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The girls, oh yeah, shit, bitch, let's turn up. So now they all going, right? There's 3 of them going down to the restaurant, right? They get to the motherfucking restaurant. Table for 3, please. Manager come out, say, I'm sorry, young lady. You can't eat at this establishment. Fuck is you talking about? I was here on Monday and that shit was the lobster bisque. Man, when you came in on Monday, you didn't tip the wait staff. And as such, we're not allowing you to eat at our restaurant today.
Wow.
Oh, I'm about to drink to this.
Wow.
Is the restaurant guilty or innocent in not allowing Tasha and her friends an additional day to turn up because of the lobster bisque?
Yo, shut up.
No, them motherfuckers are guilty.
They're definitely guilty, dog.
I don't come to Tasha's defense too much, but yeah, Yeah, the establishment is guilty. There's no way in hell
Like,
you're supposed to turn away anyone. Nah, you can't do that.
okay, I guess
Unless he turns up in there, that's the only other way.
How does he know the waitress didn't give her a shitty service?
This is why. So, good question, Payne.
yeah.
And that's why I'm on the opposite side of this. I said, well, if the service wasn't worth a damn, Tasha shouldn't have tipped him. Now, again, normal people like us, if the service wasn't worth a damn, we're not going back 3 days later.
That also.
Yeah.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You're right.
That also.
That's
that
true.
Also. Definitely not going back.
And that too, Tori, you don't know her finances. She might not have had it. She paid for her food, which is what you're really only required to do.
Yeah.
The tip is just unwritten rules.
Right, because most don't calculate a tip in. Most restaurants don't calculate tips in the bill. So yeah.
It's more shame on the industry than shame on the customer who's not paying the tips, right?
It
It's
definitely
shame on
is.
the industry for
Definitely.
not paying waitresses a working wage.
Exactly. That's what needs to change.
Definitely.
Word.
Because
So
Definitely.
there's definitely no shame on Tasha, who went in there with $7.99 because the lobster bisque was $25. Like she had exactly what she needed for a lobster bisque.
Yo, you're gonna have a sore neck later.
that goddamn lobster bisque, boy.
It brings up another conversation I wanted to have you guys tonight. Wrapped around things expiring, right? So there's a case out in California. Hold on a second, because Akira has a comment. Payne, talk to me about what she's saying, but we don't want to leave it. We don't want to leave any stones unturned.
Why she ain't tipping a little bit because the lobster bisque was so good.
Well, first of all, she only make 40,000. Massachusetts, you making 40,000, you can't tip nobody.
You fucking right. Hell
I don't even know how she even walked in there.
Especially if you live in Boston. Like it's treacherous out here.
Listen, $20 is the new minimum wage.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially up there.
It is disgusting.
Definitely.
All right, so we've covered that situation. Let's move to this other case in California I wanted to rock with y'all about. So there is a man in California, 25 years old. He's a millionaire. He has married a 30-year-old white woman in California, right? And part of the prenuptial agreement is that, let me make sure I get the language right. I don't want to give you the wrong shit. Is that their marriage has a 5-year out clause with no financial responsibility to the husband. However, if the marriage, the marriage has a 5-year out clause where the husband will suffer no financial responsibility. However, after year 10, she will be paid $1 million if a divorce happens.
Okay.
What kind of shit is that?
Can you guys co-sign a contract like this on wedding day?
No.
So 5-year out.
5-year out, no financial responsibility.
10 years, I'm gonna get hit. You know what?
10 years, if there's a divorce.
How old was she again?
30. He's 25,
Okay.
she's 30.
If I'm him, after 5 years, I'm cutting her loose, and I'm gonna get a new 29-year-old, and we're gonna start all over.
She could be miserable at the 5-year mark and be like, well, if I wait till 10 years and fucking fake it, I could get my $1 million.
How are you thinking about faking anything like just to get to a 10-year mark? That's wild, dog.
You know these people out here are crazy for money. They don't give a damn.
They definitely don't. Listen.
Damn. Okay.
Wow. Listen. We're skipping over the most obvious part of this conversation, right? And I have this argument almost every day. And it's just that you're not getting married for money.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
What just happened there?
Yeah, unlike some former guests on our show who say that marriage is a business, it's not a business. Like that's not what marriage is for, right?
Not the song. It's not the song.
Like,
Not-
yo, I thought Shine was in the club. Are you kidding me? Going like this.
Salute to former guests on the show.
Whoa. Right.
We don't do that, man. Like, like
Yo, you're disrespectful.
Yo, Tori's hilarious, man. We're not getting married for finances.
Yeah.
We're getting married for love and admiration and a lifetime of great sex. This is a contract that's lifetime, and the lifetime thing is kind of unspoken. It is what it is. Right? We don't get this isn't a 5-year, 10-year term.
Right.
It sounds outrageous, man.
Right. The mere fact that you're I guess the fact that you're going into it looking at it like that just shows that it's for the wrong reasons if that's what you're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's gonna be the case, it should be a conversation later on down the line, whatever the case may be. Maybe we even pass the mark of it, but like going into that thinking that way, I feel like it's wrong off the gate. You know what I mean? Like,
We're gonna have a lot of brothers in Martha's Vineyard mad at us because you're playing right now. You know how many brothers are with nice, wealthy white women out in Martha's Vineyard right now?
Stop.
They with the Jabot jeans, they got the precious pair of Air Force One. Like they really upset with you right now because you fucking up their shit. No, listen. Look, they got the new PlayStation and the new Xbox. Come on, man, stop.
Little, I'm just telling you, Tone is speaking motherfucking facts right now. Which
Shout out
is
my guy Tone.
All right, shout out to the God because he's
what up, Tone?
This is a commitment that I made with God, right? And God brought me this woman, and I'm going to treat her the best that I can under God's watch, right? Now, this is part of the problem, is that a great deal of the country, a great deal of the world no longer cares what God has to say about things, right? And so now, a situation like marriage, which was once a religious thing, it was once a pairing based on the Lord, right? It was once something that was spiritual, right?
Sacred, yeah.
And now, like Tori said, this is a business, and like, it can't be that. It can't be that.
And it's looked at.
It shouldn't be that, but why can't it be that? It should be. It shouldn't be that way, but why can't it? I mean, nowadays most marriages break up because of money.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah.
But do you see why it has a level of importance that it shouldn't have? Right? If you went into it just straight with an emotional, I love her, she got D cups, she's all I ever want, right? If that was your energy going in, you're not worried about the finances. All that stuff is secondary. I talk to you guys all the time.
It definitely should be. It definitely should be.
So why can't we live in the should be? Why do we have to allow the majority to be, but it's not? Let's just play with what it should be.
It's the world we live in, no.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
No, it's the world we live in. It's tough.
And the government has already set the precedent that it is a contract because every other license that you can attain expires except a marriage. Why do you need a license to get married?
Let me explain something. Let me explain something to you. So a government's job is to generate funding. That's That's part of a government job, right? The minute you have a marriage certificate, the government has now relinquished some of its financial responsibility. Here's the back thinking of this, and it holds true for child support as well. The government thinking on this is that if you have a partner in your household who's helping you manage your funds and manage your life, you don't need government assistance. That's why they're all for it.
Yeah.
They're good with that, right? But on the flip side of that same conversation, when there are divorces and where all these things, the government's involved in all of that. And they're going to get paid fees in those conversations.
Then they should be pushing for the marriage to not be ended, because now that's a whole nother thing. You get alimony involved, you get lawyers involved. And if we do, so say the world goes the way of these contracts, right? That's going to put a lot of lawyers out of business. One, because you have that contract. So at the 5-year mark, you could be like, oh, babe, I don't think this is going to work out. Well, let's just go our separate ways. It's not considered a divorce. You don't need a lawyer. You don't need any of that stuff. So they're going to lose money one way or the other. Why get involved in the first place anyway? Like, if love is all about marriage, you shouldn't need a license. None of that stuff.
So you sound like you're of the school where you could get married. You could live with somebody for the rest of your life and never have a formal marriage. Does the formal marriage matter anymore?
Not this day and age.
That's sad as fuck.
I think it depends on the person. In my world, in my mindset, yes, I believe it still does. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's to each his own.
Yeah, like the concept of the traditional marriage, I'm great with. The whole needing a license thing and like the big wedding and all that. I don't care about the big wedding and all that stuff and the license and all that shit. But everything else, what a marriage is supposed to be, like two people there for each other, growing with each other, having each other's back. I'm there for it. Like, and not no contract shit. Like, I need to know you have my back and I have yours for life. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So Little, why are you then co-signing the fact that this dude can get the buyout clause at 5 years? Like why are you on that side of the table then?
Why? Because first of all, you said she was in her 30s when they first. Okay, and he's how old?
25.
25, yeah.
No, him. How old is he?
He's 25. She's 30. I guess the 5 years, reading into the details of the story, the 5 years was built in case she ever had kids. And I guess that cutoff was 35 that they discussed or some shit like that.
Wow.
So, but for me, all of that finance conversation is irrelevant here.
Definitely.
And this is not just about them trying to build a term for a marriage. This is about any form of prenuptial agreement, right? If we get divorced, we get this. No, I'm not having that conversation because I got married to not get divorced.
But what if the person that you went into and married, what if the situation after a couple of years is not going the way that you guys both figured? What if you're not living up to your side of the bargain? What if she's not living up to her side of the bargain?
You listen, man. So first off,
there's people that fall out of love.
I think if you do love correctly, you don't fall out of it, right? Like, so first off, I made a promise to God. That's important to me. You know how I always talk to you guys about marrying chick with the correct morals? This is why that's important now, right?
Was God your best man at that wedding?
Was what?
Was God your best man at that wedding?
Motherfucking right. Right next to me. Because that's important. And guess what? When you marry the chick who has correct a moral foundation, she believes the same thing, right? Which is that, hey, through whatever trials and tribulations we're going through in our marriage, we're going to lean on God to help us fight through those things, right?
But everybody's not lucky. Everybody's not lucky like that. You go in sometimes thinking that way, and both parties go in thinking that way. But sometimes shit happens where it's like, wait a minute. I'm not seeing eye with this person. Maybe I rushed into this. Maybe, Shit happens.
Or you do it for the wrong reasons. I mean, again, you know, just being Jermaine, I see both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, I'm gonna play this thing out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, I see Little's point and I see Capo's point too. You know what I mean? Both guys make great points as far as that because things happen. You know what I'm saying? Whereas people fall out of love and different reasons and stuff like that. Jones, I mean, I get it, is going into the whole, I'm just going in it with this and we're going to figure out how to work it out. And absolutely, that's all great too. But again, there's also the perspective of where it doesn't, you know what I mean?
A lot of it is the fault of this whole microwave era too. People are rushing shit.
For sure. But okay, so you mean rushing as far as rushing to get married?
Yeah. Like, you know, like, there's no rush. Like, take your time and get to know each other. You might know that's the person you want to marry. Go through with the engagement, but take your time to learn each other, know like what each other's goals and morals and everything. Make sure that all those line up.
All right, so let me ask you a question. What's that time frame looking like though?
See, that's the problem. You don't
know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't set a time frame because if you say 2 years, now you're rushing to squeeze all that into that 2 years.
No,
as opposed to just taking your time and like letting it happen naturally. Like, okay, now it seems like we're on the same page.
But the only thing with that though is, excuse me, because it's tough because what if the female that you're with at the time, maybe she has a time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she has a expiration date on how long she's going to be in a relationship with you
100%.
Before she's waiting for you to pop the question.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't sit back and play like you got time.
You should know if you want. You should know by a certain amount of time if you want to ask that person. That's fine. Get engaged, but as far as pulling the trigger on getting married, take your time with that because even after the engagement, you got to get to know that person. Like,
it's not take your time. When you engage, you got to have a time frame already in mind because nowadays, listen. This engagement is not about to go 3, 4, 5 years and we still engaged. And everybody's like, God damn, we were just at your engagement party and you motherfuckers ain't married yet.
Church.
If shit's not right.
Yo, Pam, I got to talk to the listeners. Give me a second.
Church.
Sparring Minds listeners, Payne gonna lead you astray.
He definitely is on this one. And I like Payne.
Fucking pan seared.
I did a study recently, and 96.45% of women
so
they're not waiting more than 2 years, B.
All right, and that's great. That's fine. But again, in this microwave era, what's the divorce rate now compared to back then when people took their time? Exactly. You gotta remember back in.
I will assume you're right on that one. I don't know.
But listen, back in those days, you know, the men ran the household and it was their house. Nowadays it's different.
Hey, nigga, you got me fucked up. First of all,
nowadays it's different. There's a lot of homeless men out this motherfucker right now.
Yo.
Ain't that the term these chicks out here saying? There's a lot of homeless niggas out here right now that need some shelter.
They call them hobosexuals.
Yo, so Tori makes a good point. She talks about how women were engaged within months. And that was back then, back in those days. So we're talking about being able to cultivate a relationship and understanding your parallels before you engage in such a strong commitment, right?
Yeah.
So months is kind of crazy. Months is kind of crazy to be engaged. Bro.
It definitely is.
So I do see what Payne is saying. I'm just saying from the other side of the table, women ain't waiting 2, 3, 4 years no more. Especially in the 30s and 40s. You got them fucked up.
You see my perspective. You see the Jermaine side. You see both sides of it, man. Finally, man. It's only took 6 seasons for you to get to this point. But thank you, Payne. Can you get the round of applause, please, man? Thank you.
Definitely needs a round of applause.
Thank you.
My cousin, I wouldn't say immature or corny, but it's impatient. I think like if you're like, oh, he needs to pop the question by 6 months. By 6 months, you don't know shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's real shit.
Yeah, let it happen organically.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but isn't that fair? Here's the thing that guys don't consider.
Okay.
We don't consider the fact that some women are really on a clock, right? In terms of establishing their family, having kids, doing things, on those lines. They're on a clock. As men, we have to understand that they're on that kind of clock, especially at the ages that we're in, 30s, 40s. That clock is rapidly ticking for
sure.
those women.
For
right?
sure.
So it's fair that they have that expectation.
For sure. Definitely.
But it can't be 9 years and you still didn't go buy a ring.
No, that's crazy to me. Like there's numbers where it makes sense, and then there's numbers where it doesn't make. Like it shouldn't take you 9 years to know the person you're with. If it does, you're not putting forth the effort. But don't rush the shit. Like I said, you know who you. As men, we know when we want to marry someone, and we will propose. But don't drag your feet. You know what I mean? Like if you know you want to marry that woman, get those wheels in motion. Just don't rush for the marriage. Like you have to get to know each other even after the ring.
Wait a minute, Payne. You're not proposing that women have kids before marriage, are you?
No. I'm saying like so you know you want to marry that woman, right? You propose, that's fine. Take your time before pulling the trigger on the marriage, because even after the ring, you need to get to know that person even further. And I'm not saying like take 4 or 5 years after you've proposed, but like don't be like, oh, we're engaged, so we need to get married by January of next year. Like it doesn't have to happen that fast.
See, I disagree.
I think you need to live together for a little while before all that.
You're saying you don't need a time frame to get married after the engagement, like so it's just
you do
free flowing until when?
You don't set one. Like if you set a time frame, like I said, you're trying to rush. It's like you're setting a deadline. Okay, we need to be married by February of next year. Like now you're trying to rush and cram getting to know each other into that time frame and letting shit slide that you shouldn't have probably let slide, or because you feel the pressure to try to get it in before that February.
All right, check it out though. But you spent time getting to know her before you proposed to her.
So
what's
shit changes once that ring goes on a finger sometimes. I'm speaking from experience.
Okay. All right. I mean, I didn't want to go there, but I'm glad you did. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to go there, but I'm glad you did. So, yeah, that has to be the perspective that, like, what could change that drastically, though? Like, in a matter of months.
It differs with the person. You never know. They might get. Some people get cold feet. And they change up. Some people start getting scared, like, "Oh shit, I'm really about to get married." Like,
are you having that
conversation?
I really want to do that. Are you having that conversation? Like, what's like, if you notice it, right? Are you bringing it up? If you notice it, you know what I'm saying.
If you notice the change, but sometimes you don't know what brings on the change, and you can have that conversation, and sometimes the person doesn't even know what it is that's bothering them or what's changing them. So it's kind of hard to get to the core of that, but.
What are you talking about? They don't know what are you talking about?
people sometimes.
Yo, Charles, your voice went up so high, my glass almost cracked.
People sometimes have no idea what's bothering them. They can't express themselves right. So.
Yo.
I thought that Mariah Carey was on the other side of here. My glass almost cracked. His voice went up so high.
Yeah, it went up like 3 octaves.
Yo,
you're just giving out. You're just giving out escape clauses. Like, oh, it's okay. You change. Listen, I told my wife, right? I said when I bought her the ring, I was married then because I already committed. I promised to love her. That was the point of it getting engaged. I say, hey, listen, I'm giving you this ring because I promise you I'm going to be here from today for the rest of the time. That's what this means.
But that was also after you already stayed with each other for a while in the same household, right?
We were in the same house for a couple of months. We were together for, I don't even know, maybe a year, maybe a little bit more. She's gonna kick my ass later for not knowing this stuff, but it wasn't some spectacular amount of time. But, you know, like every guy will tell you, you know, right?
Right, that's a fact.
Going and giving her the ring wasn't nothing but saying, like, listen, now it's us forever. That was at the engagement, not at the wedding. That's why I debunked your theory, Payne, because I'm like, I was married when I gave her the ring.
Yeah.
Everything else didn't matter after that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that train of thought, but like I said, you still have to find that person out. Like, there's still more to learn at that point. And some people, like I said, change when that ring goes on. Some people get cold feet. Some people realize, oh shit, maybe marriage isn't for me.
You're learning your partner. You're going to learn your partner, something new about your partner forever. You know, but Charles was whipped from the beginning, so it is what it is. He was whipped from the beginning, so he already knew that's who he was going to be with, and that's just what it was.
I was juggling about.
I was there.
I was juggling about 7 to 8 different things.
First and foremost, I was there, so I got to know everything.
And so then she know how to make fried chicken. I was like, yo, I'm in there. This the one. Lord, give me this one. Like that's the thing. Come on, man.
I hope your couch is comfy, bro.
Yeah, don't get hit in the head.
Right.
Don't get knocked out on screen. You know. It'd be ugly. It'd get ugly.
Okay, that was different.
Yeah, he just definitely went to the left.
That was different, but salute.
Yeah.
He definitely went to the left real quick. Come back to us, Charles.
Never a dull moment on Sparring Minds.
No,
ever a dull moment.
No.
Promise you.
So are we greenlighting this guy putting this kind of expiration clause into his marriage?
My God, we were just talking about the People's Court. Jesus.
Yeah, this is the longest People's Court we ever had.
Yeah, well, that was a People's Court segment. The fuck out of here!
I totally forgot this was People's Court.
Yo, what?
I'm like, we only on the first one.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Tori wants to greenlight it.
If this dude is about 60-something years old, I'm going with this contract. If he's in his 30s, it's whatever.
He's 25, man.
Nah,
yeah, if he was old, I
can't greenlight it because he's only a 5-year difference. If he was 60, it's different.
If he was like 80 or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, all right, that's fine. Like,
yeah, after 5 years, go buy you a new one.
Nope, you're a fucking idiot. No.
Marriage is about an emotional connection. It's not about finances. It's not a contract. It's not dollars and cents. It's about an emotional.
You get real Ralph Tresvant on us.
It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Like when you're getting married for business reasons, I think you miss the purpose of what marriage is supposed to be. That's all. But again, that's me and my set of values, and other people have different sets of values.
Word. You're old school.
Yeah.
You got the old school vibes going on. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with tradition.
Little, hit us with a mirror time, God.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we out it. We're out here already?
50 minutes, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can accept failure. I mean, everybody fails. I mean, that's something anyways. But to not try, I can't accept not trying. Definitely can't.
Always a big fan of the mirror time.
Tip my cap to that one.
Excellent. Hey man, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the YouTube channel, like, follow, subscribe, all those things you're supposed to do over there. We're coming back here next Friday night. We're gonna do it all over again. Man, tell me don't got a goddamn stuff.
So hold on.
You went to Starbucks?
Full disclosure, Faye. This was actually Rissa's cup. She had Starbucks. I actually spiked it. It's Tito's and cranberry here right now. So
there's nothing wrong with Starbucks.
You know, but I'm a frequent visitor of Starbucks, and I'm sure Tomorrow morning we'll be doing our annual Starbucks run. I'm not sure if we're gonna go to Milton or Braintree, but yes, maybe South Bay,
Never lost.
Dorchester.
Hey,
And for those
Just saying.
wondering what I'm drinking,
Fuck with the
nah,
Bucks.
you got diabetes in a cup, bro. You should not be drinking all that damn shit.
all it is what? Some cotton candy.
That's sugar.
You got you some Amsterdam.
Sugar.
And I don't have the sherbet in front of me, but there's some sherbet in there.
Even more sugar. You got
sherbet in that. Jesus.
And
oh my God.
Before we get out of here, I just want to shout out all the ladies again that have been participating in the My Black is Beautiful.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Keep coming in,
Hey,
ladies.
keep the pictures coming.
All season long, we will be celebrating you all daily. So
Word up.
Oh, and just
You
make
know
We
sure
need to get something for the fellas.
when those t-shirts hit, we need that kind of energy as well too. When those My Black is
Absolutely.
Beautiful t-shirts hit as well, ladies. So be on the look for that.
Until then, this is the Sparring Minds contingent. Next Friday night, we'll catch you then.
Shout out Hightower HT.
Hightower HT.
Hi.
Yo, yes sir.
What up, Hyde?
We'll holla.